Welcome all to the reedsy headquarters. Today we're going to show you around this land of magic and wonder, and questionable ethics. Here we can see our thorough interview process for our ethics department. Perfect. Now, let's give you a little tour. Here's our lab where we work tirelessly to produce the perfect stories for the general public and our prisoners. Here's the bathrooms, not important, but I haven't used the restrooms in a week, and I ate Taco Bell. Here's the room we shall not speak of, and that ends our tour. Remember to, what's my line? Oh, yeah, remember to read all of our books.
Blog.reedsy.com is a website dedicated to providing indie writers with the world's most boring prompts to help them bang out illegal MK Ultra torture methods in the form of stories. So questionable they give R2 horror writers a run for their money. Today we're going to review 3 of these so-called stories to prove once and for all that people who are bad at writing should be pressed against a wall and be pumped full of lead by a North Korean firing squad. No Forwarding Address is a short story by a local reptilioid, Laura Geroz... with the express intent of making me paranoid about the alternates in my house. I hear them every night. The story's plot is very simple. Oh no, me get packaged from a woman? That's not me, and it knows what I want? Instead of accepting that maybe her Benadryl hat man is nice and cares about her interests, she has a spasm and wishes to the heavens for security cameras. They soon arrive and picked up Colton Harris Moore, fending for survival in this police dystopia known as the United States. Now you may be thinking, okay, so there's a person in your house. Scary, right? But I think that this just doesn't really work. Why? I wouldn't want Colton Harris Moore in my house, you may be thinking. But 1. The story presents the home invader as harmless. They've been living in the house alongside the true owner for weeks at this point and haven't done anything. No tacks on the floor, no death traps, no Scooby-Doo contraptions, nothing. 2. This person at least seems to not be supernatural at all. This means that a Remington 12 gauge loaded with 4 slug rounds will take care of them pretty well. A horror monster just doesn't work when it's a harmless home invader that wishes to do nothing but eat your chips and watch your TV when you go to work. In conclusion, bad villain. 3 shotguns out of 10. 3 questions is I don't even think it's a book. I think it's a delusion. How much Benadryl do I have left? In this story, a man is thrown into prison by a group of Yugoslav war criminals for the crime of being Mr. Epstein. He and other inmates are tasked with escaping by a Yugoslav gala. However, if they don't escape, their cells will get turned into a Super Mario 64 water level. Everything feels bland and unaddressed, especially the dialogue. Right at the start, the story's incredible dialogue is shown. We don't have much time. Is there anything in your cell that suggests where I should start my search? Just wonderful. The story makes basically no attempt to flesh out its characters. All we know is that the main character is basically a pedophile, and nothing else. The other inmate is sort of just a guy, so henceforth he shall be known as Mr. AlamiStockPhoto.com. It's incredibly difficult to feel sad for these characters, or even mildly nervous about their impending doom, because they're one-dimensional characters with no personality, backstory, distinct characteristics, character development, or just second dimension, or even a third. The ending feels incredibly silly. Paced out correctly, however, it skips an incredible opportunity for a plot twist relating to Mr. AlamiStockPhoto.com, i.e. him being a villain. Instead, he's a one-dimensional helper that fails at his job. In conclusion, 1 Hurricane Irma out of 10. Holy god, what the hell did I just read? This goddamn story is, from what I believe, a massive trauma dump from the author. Despite being a horror, it basically isn't. It feels more like the diary of an inmate in a maximum security prison. It contains the schizophrenic ramblings of a woman who ran over a sister who, for years, committed acts of domestic abuse, tearing apart the family, and being slightly devious. The story is more just ridiculous than scary. I was laughing at how over-the-top the story was the entire time I was reading it. It feels like an ironic piece making fun of edgy teen Wattpad novels. I half expected one of the characters to suddenly turn into a 2009 emo with planetary scale bangs. It develops its characters and setting extremely well, but the end result is still just a mess. The story's main idea is that both sisters are actually horrible people, however both took it out in different ways, one over time, and the other suddenly. However, I believe anyone would commit murder in the scenario they were in. The main character didn't have any signs of being horrible until she was harassed into a vile mental state. The main character shows nothing but compassion for most people other than her sister, whilst her sister shows no compassion to anyone. They're so obviously different it's laughable. The ending is incredibly poor. It hints at a supernatural element, a cliche one I might say, but one nonetheless, but goes nowhere with it. It doesn't even provide a basic enough level of detail to linger in your mind as a cliffhanger, simply forming an underwhelming ending to an already terrible story. In conclusion, 0 repressed childhood traumas out of 10.